So what is SEO for dentists? SEO stands for search engine optimization, which is the process of getting traffic from free, organic, editorial, or natural search results in search engines. That's what SEO stands for. 95% of dental practitioners get virtually zero new patients for free from Google. 95% of them, like I already alluded to, get virtually zero new patients for free from Google. Search engine optimization is all about how do you get into the top 5% who get almost 100% of the free traffic from Google. SEO is all about how do you get into the top 5% who get 100% of the free traffic from Google. Now, people use Google 8.5 billion times a day, and they use it, from everything from like finding a restaurant to go to finding a dentist, or somebody who's a specialist, or somebody who's an expert who's good at, let's say veneers. So they're looking for Google for research and to make a decision and find the person or find the practice that can help them with whatever they're looking for. Being among the top 5% SEO site gets you almost all the free Google traffic. It's like, getting into becoming a valedictorian. Now it's like, getting into the top university. If you want to get into the top dental school in the country, you have to ace your DATs. You have to, have an amazing GPA. You have to have great references from the people you worked with. Perhaps you did some research projects when you were in university. You also need to ace your interview, because almost all dental schools, the good ones, definitely will interview you. And if you did well in all of these things, there's a decent chance you will get into that top school of your choice. So you have to ace 6 things that the dental school is looking for. Same thing with SEO. You have to ace 6 areas, and if you ace all of them, you get into the top 5%. But if you ace 5 of them and you don't ace the 6th one, or you ace 4 of them and you don't ace 2, then of course you're not going to get into the top 5% of Google SEO rankings, and therefore you won't benefit from it. Now, Google makes a lot of money, right? I mean, it makes billions of dollars, 224 billions to be exact. And that number continues to grow every year. Because Google makes billions of dollars from ads, they have to keep SEO difficult. So what they do is they change their algorithms 8 times a day or 3,000 times a year. So just because you were ranking really well yesterday or last month or last week, doesn't mean you're going to rank really well for this in this month or this week. So because Google is changing its algorithm so many times, what you thought was the right thing to do 2 months ago is no longer the right thing to do. And I'll get into some of those details as we go along. So you want to make sure that you not only do SEO, but you do it consistently, day after day, week after week. So implementing an effective SEO strategy is about outperforming your competition and establishing a strong online presence. By implementing effective SEO strategies, dental practices can rise above their competitors in search engine rankings and establish themselves as industry leaders. So we work with clients. Some have been with us for literally 15 years. Some have been with us for 5 years, 7 years, 2 years, 1 year, and so forth. Like I said, 95% of our clients don't leave us. So I get to see someone who has been with us for 15 years versus 5 years versus 10 years versus 2 years. Typically, a client who has been with us for 1 year will rank for at least 100 keywords and phrases on page 1 of Google. And typically that represents 20 new patient calls a month. But a client who we have worked with for, let's say, 5 years might be ranking for not 100 keywords and phrases, but 600 keywords and phrases. So of course, their results are even better, like 5 times better, 4 times better than somebody who has been doing this only for a year. That's a kind of an interesting insight or interesting knowledge you need to have, because like not every business is like this, right? Like, for example, let's say you grow a tree, and the tree now is there for the next 25 years and gives you amazing fruit, as opposed to you go to the supermarket and buy that one fruit for whatever amount of money, and then tomorrow you need to go back to the supermarket and buy one more fruit, right? So you have to keep paying and paying and paying. Now here it just keeps producing more and more and more results over time. Another way to think about it is like wine, right? Sometimes a wine that's 10 years old and preserved well is worth a lot more than a wine that's only a year old. The longer we do this, the better benefits you get from it. So SEO is a long game, like most of you, right? I mean, you wouldn't get into dental school and spend that many years studying if you don't believe in, like, taking that pain in the short term. In exchange, you benefit from it for the rest of your life. Did you know that many potential patients search for dental services in their local area? Even the ones, 80% of the people with Delta, 80% of the patients with, MetLife, they don't go to the directory anymore. They go to Google when they need something. Why? Because healthcare is personal. Because healthcare is personal, they don't want to go to any dentist. They want to go to someone they trust, someone they like, someone they think will do a good job. I mean, you are in somebody's mouth, you are doing surgery, you are changing things inside their mouth. So they're not going to just let anybody do that to them. They are going to pick and choose the one that they're comfortable working with. That's where your reviews come in. That's where your before and after pictures come in. So one of the questions I keep getting a lot is, am I really benefiting when I stay on PPO plans? I know I'm giving up so much, not just one time, but for the rest of the life of that patient. Is there any benefit to me? And I guess, so a lot of people have been studying this phenomenon by actually looking at, how are these, PPO patients finding their dentist? And what's being found right now is around 80% of them use Google. If you have crappy reviews and you're on Delta, you're not getting any new patients. So is it Google reviews that got you the patient? Or is it Delta? And the answer more and more is it's Google reviews in that particular example. If you have great cases and have done amazing work and you highlight that in your website and people are going to that web page, is it that's making them want to come to you? Or is it the fact that you and 300 others are listed in that directory? Again, the answer more and more is it's the reviews, it's the website, it's your online presence. So you are anyway spending time and money working on reviews, time and money improving your website. So why not, double down on it, especially with SEO, and then let go of all these PPO plans? Again, you don't have to let go of every PPO plan tomorrow, but start with the worst offender, the smallest plan, and then keep going that way. And if you want to learn more about this, you can always, go to lessinsurancedependence.com. We'll put a link, and you can listen to the podcast that Gary and I do, where Gary teaches how do you reduce your dependence on insurance. Optimizing for local searches enhances the visibility and attracts patients in their targeted geographical location. Local SEO strategies such as optimizing your website for location-specific keywords and creating dedicated location pages increases the chances your practice appears in local search results. The enhanced visibility ensures that when potential patients search for your dental services in your area, your practice is prominently displayed, increasing the likelihood of attracting their attention and consideration. You can connect with patients who are more likely to convert into actual appointments as they're already seeking dental services.